My name is Francisca Kakwa-Force and welcome to Joy News Desk. The otherwise peaceful protest to push for a new voters register ahead of the 2016 elections turned violent. Some protesters were beaten and whipped by police officers because they deviated from the approved route and attempted to march to the Electoral Commission office despite an injunction preventing them to do so. The police are being accused of using brutal force. We have on the phone lines Gabi Asare-Ochiredako, who is with the MPP, and there have been pictures of him with bruises on his body on the internet, on Facebook, or everywhere. He joins us on the telephone lines. And Gabi, thank you for joining us on News Desk. First of all, tell us how you're feeling. Are you feeling better today?
Thank you, Francisca. Well, I'm feeling okay. I've been better. Okay. I'll survive.
Well, sorry about what happened, but can you tell us exactly what was done to you or what you went through?
I mean, I can tell my own experience. I saw the police for 15 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. I saw a standoff between the police and the protesters, those who were leading us. And these things I thought was normal with demonstrations, with a bit of confusion as to where you cannot go. And we all expected that it would resolve peacefully. Next, within 10 minutes, I had charge. First of all, I even had what I thought was the AK-47 being fired in the air. There were 2 shots. Next, I saw were police charging on the demonstrators, and then tear gas were all over the place. And I think the tear gas, because of the wind, the tear gas was actually moving back to where the police were. So I moved away as quickly as possible, walking away. The next thing I had or saw were the police run after demonstrators, including women who is that they were running away from, were chased and were being brutalized, beaten up with batons, were kicked in the stomach.
Hello, Gabi. Hello, Gabi. The line is breaking a bit, but from kindly reposition yourself. But the bit I'm hearing, you're saying that the protesters.
Is it better?
Yes, it's better. Kindly continue.
Yes, I said, there was a bit of a standoff. The standoff, as I saw, and I was very close to it. I was really, let me say, maybe about 3 yards away from what was happening between the police and those who were leading the demonstration. And it was not violent. All I saw and heard, first of all, were gunshots. And I think there were real gunshots in the air. Warning shots, whatever you want to call it. But there were gunshots. I mean, the police were holding some, what I know to be AK-47. There were gunshots in the air. Next, they charged on the protesters with batons and canes. And also tear gas were all over the place. And the tear gas, because of the direction of the wind, appeared to be pushing back to where the police were. And I saw them running after the protesters who had dispersed and were walking or running away from the police. Some were attacked, beaten up, stepped on, their stomach was stepped on, the head was kicked. I saw a lot of
Gabi, what warranted this? Are you saying nothing warranted this use of brutal force by the police?
Nothing can warrant what you and I will call brutal force.
Despite the fact that the protesters agreed with the police to use a particular route and then deviated and tried to march towards the Electoral Commission office.
Francisca, even assuming what you are saying is true, the fact that protesters have gone on unapproved route does not mean that they must be beaten, they must be brutalized by the police. It's not the work of the police. But, I mean, look, we live in a democratic society, apparently. Okay? And the human rights of people must be respected.
Gabi, that's not in doubt. That's not in doubt.
Yes, so I'm saying that nothing can justify, because I was there. I never saw a stone being thrown. Did you know what? I was accused. I was accused by a policeman holding a video camera that I threw stones. I'm saying I was accused. And I'm saying I said nothing.
Gabby, what was the accusation? Was the accusation that you were calling on or charging the protesters to move towards the unapproved destination, which was the Electoral Commission office?
Let's assume, like I said, as far as when the protest, before the protest, during the protest, there were people saying that we want to go to the EC office. But I'm saying this is not strange. It is nothing strange. Even if there's an ex-party court injunction that you shouldn't go there, and people still want to go, these things are negotiated. These things are negotiated. The fact that some judge who has absolutely no respect for human rights and it is limited understanding of what his job is, decide to grant an ex-party injunction. Okay? And even if that has happened, and the people are still trying to negotiate. You know what happened? I was told by one of the leaders of the demonstration that they are trying to negotiate with the police so that a few of us, and they asked me if I want to join them, a few will then be allowed to go to the EC office. We saw that happen with the Flagstaff House. You remember the Occupy Ghana, Occupy Flagstaff House demonstration?
Yes.
So that was being negotiated. And you know, these things do happen because...
Gabby, could this have been avoided if the protesters had stuck to the plan? Could this have been avoided? No, that is not to justify the use of brutal force.
I'm saying I cannot say this would have been avoided because what the police did was unwarranted. It was totally unwarranted. So the issue about would this have been avoided doesn't come in. When the police attack somebody like me who was walking away from them, I'm not confronting them, I'm not engaged them in any matter, was walking away, I will be attacked. And when I'm arrested by the police, another police officer comes with a horse to beat me up without being provoked, without me saying anything, just standing there to be beaten up. And you think, could this have been avoided? It could have been avoided if we had police who knew that was, and it's always to protect all of us, including demonstrators, not to attack demonstrators. And I think we should not give them any opportunity to find a narrow escape.
Okay.
Brutal act of violence against all this issue.
What do you want done? What do you want done to the specific officers?
What I want done, as far as I'm concerned, I think those who went out there to protest must not be stopped by this act of violence completely. They must go back and get the job done. And I will support it any day. If there's a demonstration next week, I will be part of it. Because I don't think that we can sit. If they allow these things to happen, little by little, we will lose the country that we have. We will lose our democracy, we will lose our stability, we will lose our peace, and we will lose the sanctity of the nation we call Ghana. And we will not allow this to happen.
Okay, kindly hold the line because the police has been given some...
I do not intend to engage the police.
I'm not going to... Gabby, kindly hold on. I'm not going to speak live to the police. I'm going to play... Gabby, this is a playback. Gabby, this is a playback of what the police... A recorded interview.
I don't want to even hear it. I don't really want to hear it. Because the police stood right in front of me and told me that I threw a stone. And you think I want to listen to what they have to say? I have absolutely no interest in listening to what the police have to say.
Okay, very well.
They brutalized me, and I think of my next course of action. Yes, thank you, Francesca, for this opportunity.
Gabby, so Gabby, just before you go, so what are you going to do next? Are you going to file any charges against the police for what happened to you and your colleague protesters?
I will do what I believe so that police cannot get away with brutalizing ordinary citizens of this country. And that's what I would do. Okay. And if it means going to court, I'm sure I know my way to court.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. That's Gabby Ochre-Darko. He's with the NPP, and he says he was beaten by the police during yesterday's demonstration. And let's right now get that reaction from the police. The Public Relations Officer of the Police, CID, he's defending the brutal force that was applied yesterday. That's ASP Dakwa.
Truly, yesterday we arrested 34 people who were part of the demonstrators. And we brought them here and took statement from them, and they were granted bail for them to appear today for us to continue with investigation.
All of the 34 will be appearing today?
Yes.
Okay. For what offense?
Yes, for a breach of the law. You know, you ask, couldn't we have used any other way? Of course, yes. We were there with ourselves to stop them from entering those places. Now, what happened? The demonstrators started throwing stones. It's rather unfortunate that in some of these situations, the camera people capture what they want to see. But as I talk to you, we have policemen who have also been injured and at the police hospital receiving treatment. The demonstrators first started throwing stones and other missiles at police. Yes, missiles here, I mean stones, objects, any other thing, yeah. At police, hurting policemen. Would you agree that they should stand there? So we have to use tear gas, and that was the minimum force that was needed to stop them from, you know, attacking police and then forcing their way to where they were not supposed to go. So we appealed to them. We didn't just start throwing our tear gas and whatnot. We appealed to them that no, you are not supposed to go here. You know the rules. This is this. There is even a court order. That's what surprises me. We, as law-abiding Ghanaians, the ultimate is the court. And when a court gives an order, why shouldn't we obey? But interestingly, do you know what? In such arrest, you find out that most of the leaders are not those people who are arrested. So the question is, why? Why don't they brief their men? Why don't they tell them that this is what we are going to do and this is what the law is saying? We are not supposed to go here and do that. So I am of the view that they should brief the demonstrators that this is what the law, maybe even for all you know, most of the people we arrested even are not aware of the court injunction. So we expect the leaders to brief them that there is a court injunction, that we shouldn't go here. And
there's a scenario, a very popular scenario, which is going on with Gabi Ochida. He appears to be very beaten. I'm interested. I don't know when that happened. Do we know what exactly happened? What he did?
Actually, I was going around, so I was not at the incident. But that is why we are going to investigate. That is why investigation has commenced. And the Criminal Investigation Department is going to investigate all these activities, all these incidents, to see what actually happened. So until we finish with our investigation, I cannot tell you exactly what happened. But I can assure you, we will investigate and find out actually what happened. And
so that's another investigation the police are going to undertake into the use of brutal force during a demonstration. We hope that we will get the outcome of that. And but you can also go on social media, Facebook, and look at the pictures also on my Joy Online. Protesters being beating. There's a picture of one man surrounded by about 4 policemen with canes whipping them during yesterday's demonstration. And we are trying to speak to the spokesperson of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Cephas Arthur. When we get him, I'm sure there are lots of questions we'd like to ask him. But we can move on to other stories now. And Joy News went back to the area where the police threw tear gas to disperse protesters yesterday. Most of the residents who spoke to the team said the level of violence they witnessed was uncalled for. They say the police could have better managed the situation.
It was unfortunate in the sense that the violence shouldn't have gone to that extent. We are advancing in the world, and we are supposed as a nation to devise a better way of controlling crowd and even curtailing violence. But when I watch the people who were wounded, somebody has his eye broken completely, and then the stories are that they are pouring hot water with pepper on the people. Now, whom are you treating this way? Are they not the very people that you are supposed to provide protection from? For me, it is unfortunate because I'm not if there was something wrong, the police are professional people. They should have found a better way of controlling the situation. I'm hearing people saying that, oh, even if other people come, they will beat them. They beat them. Whom are you beating? It's the very Ghanaians. Is that not it?
I was at the chapel, cathedral. I'm from Nancy, I'm from Cathedral. The church was going on. But before we could see, we started seeing some people running for their life. Okay. Then all of a sudden, we hear some noise of gun. Boy. But all of a sudden, you see, as the wind's blowing, it brought the smoke. So our eyes, we started feeling pains in our eyes. So some of us come out to see what actually happened. It wasn't small. So I ran to washroom and clean my eyes with water. Then I came. I saw a lot of people running away for their life. Oh no! In actual fact, it wasn't, because the police, they are the one who got to protect us. So if anything, I'm sure they might have found some solution to that.
Some people were trying to cause mayhem, and they split tear gas, and people couldn't breathe. Even they couldn't breathe for about 5 minutes, and that sort of thing. Your eyes will be paining you, close your eyes. It's very bad, because innocent people who were not even part of the demonstration were even affected. So a friend was complaining, and it was bitter. I saw people around. It was just serious.
It's not the best. Something must be done about how the police reacted to the public, and then how the people also refuse to accept and obey the police on where they should go.
It's like the people decided to go their own way, while the police was also directing them to a different level. So if they have allowed them, maybe, and they have entered the Electoral Commission premises, anything could happen. If they go there and destroy most of the gadgets that are there, these are hard cash money that the government is likely to use to buy these things. And we are the very people who are complaining that things are very hard. So I think from now going, at least Ghanaians, we have to sit down and try to look at some of these things. Should we continue to demonstrate? Is it the best option? So I think sometimes the Jojo is better than the war.
And you're watching News Desk on Joy News on Multi TV with me, Francisca Kakwa. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about free SHS. Please stay.